What's goody, everybody? What is up, Cubs? Welcome and welcome back again. It's time to step into the lion's den. So, y'all, I'm going to do a reading on the big three, I guess, or four. Sorry if you hear my phone going, my computer going off, but yeah, I'm going to be doing a reading on basically the companies YG, BigHit, JYP. I think there's one more company I want to do. YG, BigHit, JYP, and Starship. Because they have Monsta X, and Monsta X is probably one of the biggest boy bands from a smaller company. So I'm going to do those four. And yeah, I will be using my business class tarot. So you will see this deck, and you will also see me referring to the book because this deck is quite unique, and each category is different than wands, swords, pentacles, and cups. It's actually data. Yeah, it's like data, marketing, money. It's different. So you're going to see me refer back to the book for these readings. But yeah, pretty much we're going to go ahead and get started. I know I usually record these closer to the time that I'm going to release them. Today, let me not knock over my lamp. Today is Thursday, October 8th. I will be most likely recording all of my readings, all of the company readings today. So just in case I forget to put the date, which I'm actually prone to doing, you know it's October the 8th. Okay, so now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. I will be starting with BigHit. And the decks that I will be using are all, at least the these three Oracle decks are all decks by Jasmine Beckett Griffith and Lucy Cavendish. So it's the Fairy Tale Oracle, the Shapeshifters Oracle, and the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. I will also be using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. And probably the Visions of Life Tarot. There's going to be a few decks that will be used today. Yeah, and of course, like I said earlier, the Business Class Tarot by Anthony Dobransky. So let's get started. First, I'm going to start off with my Fairy Tale Oracle and get an overall energy for BigHit. And everything in this reading is going to be focused on the biggest events or scandals that will be happening for them throughout the rest of, okay, that's too many. I'm going to start that over. Throughout the rest of this year and probably next year. Just, well, in general. I'm not going to give it a timestamp. The biggest events that we're going to be seeing from them. Okay. So we have the Frog Prince for intimacy. Okay. Which deck is this? Okay. You guys see that? Okay. Okay, I have two cards here that flipped over, which is you are unlike anyone else. Your contradictions and complexities are interesting. Okay. Oh no. And the other one is Fiona and the Unicorn, the Gift of Sacred Light. So this is already telling me right now, like, BigHit is not going to be slowing down anytime soon. I don't want that light shining directly on the card. Don't really know where to put it. Oh, well. Okay. I'm going to readjust that light eventually, guys. Okay. I took out all these decks and I'm not really sure where to put them. I'll just put them back, hopefully without knocking over anything else. Okay, cool. right, last, okay. And the last two cards we have are Forget Who You Are, Conditioning Falls Away, Memory No Longer Defines You, and You Can't Go Back to Yesterday, Be in the Present. This is very interesting. This is very, very, very interesting how that is. Forget who you are and you can't go back to yesterday. That comes up. That's really interesting because I'm getting both a vibe of them growing, like Big Hit not being slowed down at all. Like Big Hit really still going really strong from, you know, towards the end of this year, even out into the next year. Intimacy, it's like they get closer and they get closer with their fan base and those who support the company and all of the artists who fall under it. Big Hit has some more tricks up their sleeve. That's all I can say. Big Hit has some more tricks up their sleeves. And even with any mistakes that they make, they're still going to overcome it. Like it's no biggie. Like they're going to fly right through this year. Okay, what else is there to know about Big Hit? How will Big Hit be? How will Big Hit be managing themselves? Like power. What am I trying to ask for Big Hit? Just let's see what's going to be happening with Big Hit. The next biggest things to be happening for Big Hit. Okay. Yeah, guys, like I'm just like seeing. Oh, there's another card here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not seeing them really stopping, y'all. Like, Big Hit is just, they're just cornucopia, yin and yang. They're gonna have this, they have a perfect balance. They have a perfect routine. They have a perfect formula to keep, and even at the bottom of the deck is the door to healing and happiness is open. So it's like they're going to be perfectly fine. There's nothing big that I'm seeing happening with Big Hit, like nothing bad in a sense. Sorry, this light has to go back here because the table was just not lit up. I'm not saying that, I won't say there is not anything bad that may happen within the company, like, scandals or anything. But for the most part, Big Hit is so strong that anything that does happen will be eventually overlooked. The only warning that tells me that there is going to be something that may be going bad is this: you can't go back to yesterday. So there may be something that they do that they really cannot fix at all. Like they can't fix it. There is no excuse. There's no way around it. But they will move on and still continue to grow. Like at this point, we all know that no matter what, BTS does or TXT, I don't know so much about TXT. They're kind of new. But let's say we're going to go with BTS. So no matter what BTS does or like somebody in the company does, they're not going to be dropped. They've been going way too long and they have so much favor. It doesn't matter if anything goes wrong or, if they get into a scandal or anything, they're not going to be dropped. They're not going to be dropped. Now watch me say this and then for some reason something happens and some random chaos ensues and somebody leaves or some mess like that. Because usually I always be like, oh, well, I'm seeing somebody want to leave and somebody's always wanting to leave and nobody ever leaves. And this is the first time where I'm actually getting a reading where I'm like, no, everything's perfect. Everything is going to go well. I feel like just because I'm saying this, everything is going to be chaotic for Big Hit this year. And I'm going to hate to see it. I promise you, I'm gonna be so mad. But let's go. Let's continue. Any hints, anything interesting that will be going on with Big Hit? They're just gonna be pumping out a lot of music. I see that they're gonna be pumping out a lot of music, a lot of fill-in songs, probably working the groups that they have under their belt to death. Because let me not say that we're working them really hard. Like because they just want to keep that momentum going, and they need to keep that momentum going. So there are going to be lots of releases. There's going to be, yeah, they're going to be pumping out group songs, new stuff every single time. Like every single time, like they're going to be pumping out more and more and more things. And they're not going to take their time with anything. They're not going to take their time with anything. And even with enlightenment in reverse, and this is right under this sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. Like, and it's you know, the third eye, and it's almost like, you know, kind of imagine like using your how do I put this? Either way, it's like they don't take the time to actually manifest their own true gifts for anything anymore. It's them not putting in their extra effort to make stuff that's truly from them, that's truly going to connect to other people. They're not going to have time to make music that connects from their own mind and spirit to the to, you know, their fans' minds and spirit. It's more so, let's just get some songs out. And that's kind of what's going to be happening. So although it's still going to have its pretty much same effect, it's not going to be, they're not going to be dropping genuine music that comes from the soul like how they used to. And you know, just those stuff when it's very genuinely from their mouth, like this is how they're feeling and this is how they feel about tough situations. It's not going to be, what is the word I'm looking for? It's not going to be so organic. It's not going to be, you know, so organic anymore. Because they just want them to put out music. They just want these boys they just want all of their groups to put out music and keep momentum. Okay? I'm actually going to pull lastly from my Believe in Your Own Oracles deck. No, it's not going to be my last oracle. I said I wasn't going to make it long, but you know, I'm still pulling from many decks. But yeah, I just want to get as much information as possible. This was not even supposed to be in here. That is not from this deck. It was Pleasure, by the way. That was in there, so still things are pretty good. We have Red. It says Forgive. So yeah, there may be a scandal that they really can't go back on, and literally the only way out is to forgive them for it. Not to forgive them. You can very much not forgive them, but I'm like, it's not something that they can correct. Whatever mistake they make, it's not going to be, it's unfortunate, but it may not be something that they can actually correct. And the only way for people, I'll just read the last three. That's what it was. It was 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Take a chance on them. It comes with practice, and don't be afraid to sing. So yeah, there does seem to be like, if there's gonna be a mistake, and they're gonna mess up, and I don't know if it's the company itself, but either way, they can't go back on it. They can't do anything but simply apologize. Yeah, people are left to either forgive and forget or just be upset. And this is right over, what is this over? Yeah, you can't go back to yesterday. So there you have it. Now I'm using my Archangel Gabriel cards by Doreen Virtue. Anything else for Big Hit Entertainment? Any advice? Okay. Mother Mary, the Blessed Mother, is helping you with your divine purpose. I think I had Mother Mary and fertility. Okay, cool. So yeah, Big Hit's gonna be fine. Big Hit's gonna be fine. This mistake could be the way they treat BTS, or something coming out of what they've done to BTS or TXT, and there's going to be no way for them to go back on it. It's just going to be like, either the fans forgive them, or, you know, I don't know, you know. Either way, nothing's going to change, because the guys aren't going to be leaving Big Hit. I don't think. I don't know. We'll find out next year. But lastly, let's go ahead and get into what's the next biggest thing And I'm going to use tarot this time to see what I can find out what's going to go down in the company. Even though that's what we've been doing with the oracles, but the oracles are mostly also covering fans' emotional response to stuff that happens at the company. And this side just really wants to know what's going on inside, like inside, like what's happening. Ooh, okay, brand director. Oh. Ooh. I wonder if their music is going to go downhill. Product director. They're going to have some flops. There may be a brand that they don't like, that people don't like them working with, or are very upset that they signed them up onto. I mean, it's still going to, in the end, benefit BTS and everything. There's also maybe a product line that they release that's pretty trash. Either way, they're going to make money off of it. They're going to be fine. But they may release a product for... I keep forgetting that TXT is in BigHit as well. They're adding more. They have more groups. Because all I keep thinking about is BTS. But let me try to make sure I keep in mind the other groups. TXT and hyphen. Okay. Yeah. I do see that there's probably going to be a product that's trash. Like, it fails. Like, people are like, what is this, honey? Like their makeup. You know how they tried to release a foundation and the lipsticks and stuff, and that mess was cheap as hell. All of the colors were just oily as hell, pale. And it's just like, who's going to wear these? Clouds? Who's going to wear it? Clowns? Like, who's going to wear it? Ooh, yeah, people are not going to be doing their job. Like I said earlier, it's almost as if they sort of let their guard down, and they're like, well, they get to the point where they realize, like, just the name, I'm just going to just talk about BTS. Just the name of BTS, or just the name of BigHit sells. So they're just going to be taking offers that give them a lot of money and help support them, not really caring too much about the quality right now. Like, it seems like they're going to ease more into quantity over quality when it comes to music, when it comes to brand deals, when it comes to products that they're dishing out. Like, everything is going to be lower quality and ingenuine. Yeah, they could also, they also have to be careful of suffering a leak. Let me actually check this too. Okay, so yeah, so even with this data management, it says in reverse, it says not admitting failure or blaming others for it, repeating previous mistakes, or wild uncontrolled behavior. Like I said, there is going to be some sort of mistake, but it's like it's either you forgive them or move on, because it's not something that they could erase. Before is what I said. It's not something that they can fix. And now I'm seeing with this, it's more so not something that they're willing to fix, not something they're willing to change. It's going to be more coming from, it's potentially, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, going to be coming from a place of, how do I put it? Like ego and just I'm above you kind of energy, so I don't really need to change. Like, do you know who I am? So I don't know what this mistake could be. I have no idea what this fucky uppy could be, but yeah, that's what we have. That's what we have. And a lot of it is about data. Yeah, and even this 5 of data, it's like losing to someone more powerful, paying a cost after a loss or humiliation. So there's something that goes wrong. They may potentially be putting out trash. Like they're literally, Big Hit may do some stuff where they're riding off of the coattails of BTS's name and Big Hit's name, and they just continue to put out garbage, or at least like nothing that they actually worked hard on. And I think people are going to start to see that. Even, I just read this as decline, but Big Hit is still going to pretty much do extremely, extremely well. Like, they're going to do extremely well. There's no doubt about that. But like I said, the quality of what they produce is going to go down. Because these guys are celebrating the deals. Like they're celebrating their brand deals before they're celebrating how are people actually feeling about the content we put out. Like, is it good? But their brand director and data management assistant, they're all doing their job. They're doing good. They're, getting that money. They're getting these connections. They're getting these deals, and more money is coming, and people are going to still buy anything with, Big Hit label on it. They're going to buy it whether the quality is trash or not. So it's almost like it doesn't matter if something fails, and it doesn't really matter if they do something wrong, because, at this point, Big Hit they have BTS, and they have that name, and they have that money, they have that connection, and you don't want to let something like that slip away. So I still see them benefiting and profiting, regardless of any mistakes they make. I really do want to see how they end up battling fans. If this has something to do with them, messing up BTS's reputation. I want to see how that happens. Like, will Big Hit beat ARMY? Will Big Hit defeat ARMY? Or like, I really want to see how this all plays out. But right now, like I said, I don't see anything overly big, just pretty much the lower of quality and the upping of quantity of things. There being maybe potentially one big scandal that they can't go back on. And basically, everyone moving on how they usually do. Oh, this was bad. Well, I'm going to move on and, still do what I need to do. So we will see what happens. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure you follow me on Twitter and on Tumblr. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about this. What do you think it could be? Do you think that Big Hit could potentially ever do anything, and ARMY, actually, do you think ARMY could successfully bring Big Hit down for messing with Big Hit? That's what I want to know. Do you think ARMY could actually successfully bring Big Hit down if they mess with BTS? Yeah. Do you think ARMY can bring them down if they mess with BTS? I really want to know that. Yeah, make sure you follow my Patreon. I have exclusive readings over there. Everyone gets these readings, ahead of way before YouTube. I drop them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I drop about 6 videos, for Patreon every week. So if you're interested in that, you may want to check it out. I also make sure that they get, pack leaders on Patreon get a reading shipped out to them every month. So if you are interested in that, please go ahead and check it out. I will see you in the next video. Love you all, Cubs. Bye.